Hi, people. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're still listening. Yeah, I'm a fan of you for being a fan of me, but also chances are you're a cool person and we should be friends. I have a friend rule I want to share today that I think is important. Sharing people's contact information without asking them for permission. Why are we doing that? Maybe we don't anymore. I feel like phone numbers, emails, and maybe I am crazy for this, are sacred. And before you share someone's contact, you should ask them. Every once in a while, someone will be like, can I have so-and-so's number? And I'm like, wait, let me just ask so-and-so if that's okay that I share their phone number. And then they'll say yes or maybe no. Usually it's yes, by the way. Usually it is yes. But on that off chance that it may be no, I want to protect them. I want to protect their contact information. And so I don't necessarily share it. So why don't we just take a beat, pause when someone asks next time and go, hold on, let me just check with them. Let me check with them. Let me see if it's okay with them. Maybe they have a different email they want to give you. Some people have like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 email addresses, and that's how they compartmentalize. Some people are me. And maybe this is all really just a personal anecdote after all. But I have a podcast. I get to say things like this on said podcast, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm very excited for the conversation I'm about to have. I think it's going to be a really good one. I'm so excited. Josh Segarra is here, but I'm going to introduce him properly in his presence. That was just a teaser in which I revealed completely who the next guest is. Also, the titles on wherever you find your podcast and on YouTube have spoiled it already, so I shouldn't be so hard on myself. Anyway, thanks for being here. Listen to this conversation. I should read your intro.
Deal.
Because I forget to do this.
I'm always nervous before I hear any intro because I wonder what intro you have. I wonder what it says.
Oh.
No, so this is going to
be.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I've had people write their own intro.
I heard Moffat's episode.
Mothman.
So that's what made me think about it. That Moffat intro. I'm mad I didn't have one like
you
his.
Should listen. There's still time if you want to take a beat while I read this one to come up with a different one. Yeah, that's allowed apparently now. My next guest is an actor who is known for his starring roles in Scream 6, Abbott Elementary, the other two, Arrow, and now in the brand new show Best Medicine on Fox. It's Josh Segarra. Is that how I say it?
Yeah, of course, Segarra.
A little, you killed it. What I did a little.
No, you killed it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. I'm a big fan of yours. So I just appreciate you for having me in and getting to chat and getting to talk to a new friend.
Thank you so much.
For real,
We're actually family now, you see, because in the first season of this podcast, I was like, these people are my dads for the day. So now we're damn near blood. I just want you to know.
I will take you.
Okay, we have to start with who or what do you want to say thanks to today?
Okay. So I've been thinking about this.
Okay,
because
good.
you very nicely said we should think about this before.
Yes.
And then, of course, I listened to a few episodes.
You're a diligent student.
Well, I'm your newest fan with the podcast.
Okay.
I'm a fan of yours as an actress, but
you.
now I'm a newest fan of the podcast. So I listen to Moffat's, I listen to Roker's, I listen to Simu's.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with something small today.
Okay.
I'm going to give context. So,
Please
give
us context.
When I was in college, shout out to NYU, shout out to Stella Adler. We had a teacher named Ron Burris in our Adler Technique class that every day we started the class with, in the last 24 hours since I've seen you, what's one thing that you've observed or one thing you learned? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take the thank you, and today I want to thank the barista, the girl at the gym who makes the smoothies.
Okay.
Because there's a rotation of them, but there's one that, like, she just kills it. It's like creamy, and it's not too icy, like it's thick, and it's just the right amount of sweet where you feel like you're not eating your veggies, but it's just the right amount of healthy to feel like you are eating your veggies.
Oh, wow.
She's always doing it with a smile. Even if I don't want a smoothie and she's there, I'm going to go get a smoothie.
Wow.
So to her, shout out. I need to get her name, and after today, I'm going to ask her name.
Yes.
And then the second I want to thank is the ticket takers on the train. So I come in from Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm in the burbs out there. And I will tell you that on the New Jersey Transit train, those ticket takers are always in a good mood. It does not matter what time of day. I feel like they're not like overly nice if they don't need to be, but like if I'm going to a ball game or if I have a Knicks jersey on or Rangers jersey on, they'll always be like, "Oh, let's go Knicks." I just feel like they're very warm on the train, and I appreciate that because that is how you start your day.
Yes.
That is how you end your day.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they're batting 1,000. I don't think I've ever had a bad interaction with any of them. So thank you to the ticket takers, and thank you to my girl at the gym.
At the gym, who makes the perfect smoothies, and
Yeah.
that's clutch, by the way.
I'm picky about that.
I could tell based on your description, but I have a lot of respect for that.
You know, like acai bowls that are too icy. All of a sudden, you're eating like a bowl of like crushed purple ice.
Yes. Listen, I just started making smoothies at home.
Yes.
Well, I actually got a Vitamix a few years back.
Let's go.
You ever get like an appliance and then use it for some time and then you decide you don't care about it anymore?
Of course, disappears.
And so I was like buying smoothies for like 2 years after the Vitamix, and I was like, wait a minute. Like 3 months ago, I was like, I have a Vitamix.
I can make this exactly how I want.
I can make it how I want. Exactly. So I don't do too much ice in mine. So I have a lot of respect for.
You do the frozen banana trick?
You know I do.
Of course, because that's like ice. It's built-in ice.
Exactly. And I got a whole bag. I got multiple bags of frozen bananas.
So wait, little different Ziploc baggies. I've got some
Absolutely.
baggies with 4 bananas in it, some baggies with 2.
Same. Some baggies with broken bananas.
Correct.
Some baggies with bananas that are a little too brown.
I was you're like, those have been in here for 8 months.
Yes, but I'm using it. It's good.
I'm gonna use these bananas.
Yesterday making a smoothie, I was like, because my favorite concoction is the like almond milk.
Of course.
I throw in my almond milk. I throw in a little bit of almond butter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for
That's
protein.
fancy.
Okay.
That's nice.
Some protein.
Yeah,
It's
I never get to almond butter.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie. I just discovered I'm like this stuff. Almond butter has a lot of fat in it. So here I am thinking I'm going straight protein. I
Right.
just looked at the label. I never look at the label. I thought I was bored like a week ago. I was like I should look at the label. I was like, oh damn, that's a
Absolutely.
lot of fat. Is this supposed to have that much? Anyway, this is what I still put it in there. I still put it in there because it's what I'm used to.
It's like the what's Juice Generation? They have the almond butter bliss. See,
And you know that I get that.
See, but I feel I like theirs. When I use almond butter at home, I don't feel like my proportions are right.
The reality is I don't know how much to put in. I think you're right. I think you're right. Yesterday I was kind of disgusted by my own smoothie. So shout out to the girl who makes the perfect smoothie.
You know, shout out to my girl.
It's not me, and also the New Jersey Transit employees who take the tickets.
Yeah.
They were a staple in my youth because I lived in Jersey for a year with my cousins when I was growing up, and so my cousin and I used to come to New York all the time on the New Jersey Transit from the Edison stop. Okay,
Awesome.
And one year, I remember the ticket taker did not take my ticket, but he stamped me, and I was like, "Whoa, a real one!" Held on to this untaken ticket.
Let's go.
Unclaimed ticket forever, being like, one day I'm gonna get a free ride.
Of course.
I'm gonna get a free ride into the city from Jersey because he didn't take my ticket. I just threw it away like 2 years ago because I was like, oh, this is like so expired. It was like 8 years old at this point. And so I was like, all right, you gotta throw it away because I don't, it's very obviously not purchased any time in
different
the
font,
truly different
paper.
Exactly, it doesn't even look the same.
No.
And so I was like, dang, but I really wanted to catch that free ride one time because he didn't take the ticket. It was so kind. I don't know why.
It's like those see, now you know I am a student. I listen to them when you're talking about gift cards.
Yes.
And that is sometimes what I find with gift cards that I get where I forget about them. But then it's like a present a year later.
Yes.
If they, oh my goodness, you're like, oh my God, thank you, Ego, for this gift card.
It's the best. So I have a gift card. My director of my One Woman Show, shout out to Carmen Angelica, who came in, swooped in, saved the day, gave me a gift card to my local coffee shop. Very stealthily too, because I had been like, hey, do you want something from the coffee shop when we were going to rehearse? I was like, I go to this place all the time. Love how Carmen thought, this is what I mean, that meaningful, I'm paying attention to the details.
Of course.
Carmen does not live in my neighborhood, presented me with a gift card to said coffee shop at the end of my run, but I can't find the card. I used it once and I can't find it, but I know it's somewhere and I keep going. Instead of getting frustrated, I'm just going to be excited about the day I do find it a year from now.
And every time you go there, you're like, this should be a free
every single time
coffee right now.
As a matter of fact, I feel I've avoided the place because I'm like, I know I have a gift card somewhere in my home that somehow I misplaced. But Josh, Enough about me and my damn gift cards.
Wait, but I want to ask you about your
Please.
one-woman show. Are you
Yes.
rehearsing right now?
I did it already at the Lincoln Center.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, I did it at the Lincoln Center.
How many performances did you have?
Oh my goodness, 8 performances. So shout out to Broadway performers. Do you have? You're a Broadway.
I've been in a few
Yes,
shows.
exactly.
I've been in a couple shows.
And see how I segued back to you though.
Mm-hmm,
You see what I did there? Because Josh, this is about you today. These
All right,
people
wait.
here
So
from
which
all
out of the
time.
8? No, I'm out of the 8. Do you have a memory of 1 or 2 that stick out?
Ooh.
How was the ride?
The ride was fear because it was a workshop. So it was like the Lincoln Center doing a comedy series, and it's something
cool.
like they'd not done before at the Clairteau Theater. And so it was meant to be a workshop for 4 comedians. And Gerard Carmichael was one, Sam J. And I'm forgetting the other comedian, but also an incredible comedian. And so we got to workshop our material. I had nothing written on the page like 10 days before at all, not even an idea. I had a nugget of an idea, I did. But I had nothing. And then to come up with an hour of like how I can also have fun as opposed to feeling like I'm fulfilling my duties or completing an assignment. It was amazing to be like, I learned what I could do in 10 days.
100%.
I learned that I'm like, I really can do anything out here, if I may say so myself. It was really crazy. So it went very well, and the audiences were so loving, and it was amazing, the energy every time. And the way I structured the show is it did get to be fun for me, which was really important to me. So I didn't feel stale in my performance because I love improv. But you doing Broadway though, how did you handle rehearsals? Because I don't like rehearsals. I just don't like doing repetitive things.
Of course.
Which is why I think I like live TV and love improv, as I said, and live performances in front of audiences where I'm like, oh, I'm kind of now doing a little bit of stand-up and I'm kind of messing with you, and it depends on who's in house tonight. So how do you feel about rehearsal?
Shout out to one of the best moments on television when you go, men ain't. I'm sure you've talked about it, but dude, just like shout out to you.
Thank
like
you.
From afar, I was like, let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. They surprised me, but that's what I mean. They surprised me.
Thank
you.
on.
Appreciate you.
You're the best.
Thank you.
I love rehearsal. But I guess it's like it's the part of the beast, you know, like so yeah, like especially getting ready for a stage performance, you are trying. All right. So when we're on screen, right, we are. I can go to bed happy if that day I tried everything that I wanted to try. So if you know, let's say I'm doing a scene that day, and I'm trying to think of every color I can bring out. And if I get home and I feel like I really laid it all out there, I can sleep well.
Okay.
If I feel like there was something left on the bone, I'm going to beat myself up for a little bit before bed.
Oh,
and then you go to bed and you start again the next day.
Okay, great. Okay.
In the rehearsal period before a show, it's like a 4-week period of just constantly trying stuff, constantly trying it and trying it and trying it. And then, you know, of course, with your back and forth with your director and with your castmates, you're piecing it all together. But there's always that last step of when you get the audience in there. So then it becomes the marriage of, okay, this is everything good we found for 30 days. So now let's try to make it that good every single night. And that is then where you're, you know, you're on the train and you're prepping before that Wednesday 2:00 matinee, and you know you didn't sleep well the night before, and it's snowing. It's like January 12th. You know, you just went through the holiday craze, and you're walking up to the theater, and then everybody has their own moment. I'm sure before where, you know, for me, not to be cheesy, but I figure as we go, we'll get cheesier. On Thanks, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll talk about my mom and dad later, and I'll talk about my wife and my boys later. But truth is, like I saw my first Broadway show in 8th grade. I saw the Phantom of the Opera, and I waited at the stage door after. And I came back my junior year. My dad brought me up for a trip, and I saw Take Me Out, and I saw Wicked. And I remember standing at the stage door of Take Me Out and just waiting for the actors to come out and just wide-eyed and just being like, okay, I feel like I could do this. So then when it's my turn and I'm walking to the theater, who knows, if it's 50 people in the house, if it's 2,000 people in the house, there's got to be at least one kid.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be at least one of me out there that it's their one trip. They got Christmas tickets. And they're allowed to come to New York to see one show. So then you're sitting there going like, all right, man, let's see what this rehearsal period brought out of us. We've been in the run now for 6 months. You go back, you remember what those days were like, the funny things you found. Now you know that this might work here, this might work there. So you're just kind of marrying the two, But going back to the rehearsal of it all, that's definitely where it gets frantic and ugly and beautiful and frenetic, and that's the fire, like when I say at the end, like you go through the fire with these people, like we always talk about. That's the fire. The fire starts in rehearsal.
Yeah, see, now you have turned my point of view on rehearsal. I'm like,
no, but I know what you mean.
It.
No, I forgot you even said that.
It. No, it's okay.
No,
it's
you
okay.
know, but
We're
I know what you mean though, because that rehearsal period it's just like, I will tell you this. You see, I want to ask you more questions.
Okay.
See, you made me think about that 10-day period where, you didn't have anything down in 10 days, but it's different, right? Because I'm sure it's different for a one-woman show. I've never done a one-man show. Mm-hmm. But you're bringing so much of your own life into it, right? So
yes.
You've been preparing for it for all these years.
Yes.
So I couldn't even imagine where you're going to start with the first pen to paper. How are you really going to start a one-woman show? Where do I begin in telling this story?
Yeah.
So that's why I could pester you later for hours asking you questions about how that process was. And so what was that rehearsal process like?
Well, it was just I had an idea of what I wanted to talk about, because I kind of was like, I don't have anything to say. And just because someone will give me stage time does not mean I need to take the stage time. You get to a place in your career where people are like, oh, you did SNL. Like, here's stage time for you. And, before you get a moment like SNL or that big break, if you will, you're vying for stage time. You're trying to get in those independent productions. You're trying to get stage time with your improv team. And so I've gotten to a place where I'm like, people want me to come perform, but just because you want me to come perform, aside from my preferences, I'm like, does not mean I need to be selfish and take the stage time. Because do you have anything to say is really the question. I was like, I don't know that I have anything to say. And then I was like, well, there's this thing that I think is interesting to explore. So it started there, this incredibly broad theme. So broad. It meant nothing when I'd say it to people, and they're like, okay, that's a start. And then the way I ideate is basically I just need to live my life, and these random ideas come to me, and I write them down in my phone, and then I thread them together somehow. But I just had the opening in my head. And then the next thing I had was the next thing that came to me beyond the broad idea was the opening. I'm like, oh, this is fun, stage dark, and then this happens. And then I'd be like, okay, and then what, girl? And so that's how. But you truly, not because I'm trying to make you feel good, your case for rehearsal, it does resonate in that, because that show, that one-woman show, this particular one was a workshop. It was meant to be a workshop. They made an announcement before every show. And I was like, please make the announcement, because I'm also a perfectionist. And I'm like, I'm going to be fumbling my way through this. Yeah. And by the end, I was locked in, knew it like the back of my hand. It's crazy that I surprised myself being like, oh, you could do an hour of just you up here with something you didn't have 20 days ago.
See, I would argue I would say back to you.
You could argue?
No, argue wasn't the right word. I want to be on your side. Okay. We're making the same argument.
Okay. Piggyback.
I'm piggybacking. Thank you. I would say that rehearsal process is different than the rehearsal process that I was talking about, right? Because hearing you talk about your rehearsal process, that's a whole different thing, is coming up with said performance and finding all these beats that not only are you telling the story, but you're also wanting to make a good show. So that is the most terrifying part of rehearsing a show, is that all that stuff has been done for me. All right. So I'm trying to put certain clothes on now. I'm trying to
Yeah.
wear certain shoes of this character.
Yeah.
So that rehearsal process is terrifying, and you're getting all your insecurities out, and you're getting all of your vulnerabilities out, and you're making terrible decisions, all with kind of this cake that's already been made. So you're just trying it, and then it's like week 2, you finally are like, oh, now I'm getting it a little bit. And then by week 3, like, now I got it. And hopefully by the time you step into the theater, you have a nice understanding of what you're wanting to do, and then previews start. So I would say that your rehearsal process, that'd be tough for me too. That's tough for anybody because it's different. In creation, rehearsal is different because that's you're just jumping off the cliff every single day.
Yeah.
And most days you're not gonna land very well.
Yeah.
And then you got to go in and do it again. And you know that you have an opening day coming. And people are gonna be paying money to come see you.
Oh yeah, I take that seriously. By the way,
100%.
I'm not phoning it in.
No way.
I think it's so disrespectful for people to have paid for tickets, traveled from wherever, even if it's a college show, and I'm like, and they traveled from their dorm room to the stadium to see me. I'm like, what an honor that you've taken the time out to come. I would like to give you something. My hope is that I entertain you for at least 60 seconds.
100%.
I'm like, something I do resonate. You say your dad would bring you up, by the way. Is that from where? Where did you grow up?
Orlando.
You grew up in Orlando, Florida boy.
Florida boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Puerto Rican kid from Orlando.
Okay.
So my parents graduated from pharmacy school in Puerto Rico. They met in college, and they moved to Florida after the job fair. They were offering a couple extra bucks if you could speak English. So my dad was born in the Bronx.
Okay.
And my mom wasn't speaking English at the time, so they moved to Florida.
Oh,
and
wow.
They had me over there, and I was raised on rice and beans.
Rice and beans in Florida.
That's
Do you have
it.
siblings?
Got 2 younger siblings. My brother Danny, he's out in Texas, and my sister Becky's out in Jersey.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. That's Titi Becky and Tito Danny right there.
Okay.
I love them to pieces.
Oh, that's dope. And they're the oldest then.
The
Did
oldest
that
of
feel
3.
like pressure for you in any way?
Ooh, now looking back, maybe pressure just to feel like I was a good kid to my parents.
I feel like the oldest always.
Yeah, like you want to be like a good son. So I had that type of pressure, but I didn't know it was pressure.
Right.
This is just now later on in my life looking back.
Okay. Are you the
oldest or the youngest?
I'm the baby.
You're the
Can't
baby.
you tell?
Yes. Yeah, no,
I have
remember
the
you said
baby.
that.
I got
You're
the baby vibe.
No.
And that's like, it's a twofold. It's like, people are like, oh, I can tell you're the baby. And they're like trying to insult me. And I'm like, what can I say? Everybody took care of me. I was everybody's baby. But did you feel like, and when I think of the oldest, I'm like, it oftentimes, I feel like my siblings would say as much. I have friends who are the oldest. They felt sort of like surrogate parents to their younger siblings.
Absolutely. I'm 6 years older than my brother, and I'm 9 years older than my sister. So I would pick them up from school. I would take them to school, once I got my license. My parents were working a bunch. They were working, 40, 50, 60 hours in the pharmacy. So it just became something. I was an extension of them for sure.
Yeah.
My sister always cracks a joke because she was 9 when I left for college.
Yeah.
So she's like, I didn't even know you, bro.
Well, that's how I was with my siblings. I'm like, my oldest brother's 8 years older than I am.
Yeah,
And I was like, and my sister is 6.5. And they actually graduated high school at the same time. And I'm like the youngest, but there was some only child vibes to it as well because they were so much older. And I'm like, they went away to college when I was 7, or they went to college when I was 7. I was like, we're having just different experiences here. It's
sure.
very, that gap.
When I met my wife, she would always laugh because her younger brother, they were both adults. But when we started dating, my sister was still a teenager. And she hadn't been around teenage energy in many years. So we'd be, on our 4th, 5th date, and I'd get a call from my sister about some drama with like her geology teacher. Something like that. It was always very fun early on.
Amazing. Your dad bringing you up from Florida to see plays, was it because he was into the arts or because he had a sense you were into the arts?
He had a sense I was into the arts. So the first time I came to New York was in 8th grade. Our middle school, there was a teacher there, Mrs. Sherman. Shout out to Mrs. Sherman. She, for years before I was even in the school, she would do a New York trip for anybody that would accomplish a set of goals, certain GPA, certain things, yada yada. So, and then it was a big deal going on this New York trip. So we took the train, we took the Amtrak up from Orlando, which is most of the fun was on the train
Yeah,
with all your
shout
friends
out
from
to the
middle
Amtrak.
school.
Yeah, that's fun. How long is
And
that ride, by the way?
I don't remember.
Okay.
A long
That's
time
what I was
where
gonna
we
say,
slept
yeah.
on the train. So I remember
Yeah.
kids like sleeping up in the luggage racks,
Oh,
and
wow.
we had a whole car to ourselves.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, we stayed. I didn't. Things that I put together later on when I moved to New York. My favorite pizza place is in Hell's Kitchen, and it's a little hole in the wall spot, but it's because we stayed at this hotel on 10th Avenue and 50th Street over there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And before the trip was over, we hadn't had any New York pizza, and my dad went and got a slice for us, got a big old pie, brought it to the boys. Later on, that same pizza place was the one I would go to and be like, I don't know why this pizza's so amazing, but this is New York pizza to me.
Wow.
And I moved into that apartment, and it was like months later. I just remember always having deja vu walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just hit me. I was like, this is the hotel. Called my buddy. I was like, what was that hotel?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we put all the pieces together.
Wow.
So we came up in 8th grade, and then it was either junior or senior year, to be honest. I can't remember, but it was something along the lines where I knew then that I wanted to go to college up here.
Okay.
To me, this is, I graduated high school in 2004, so I feel like it was around then that, remember when the Olsen twins applied to NYU?
Yes, yes.
And it was like a big deal because that was like you started hearing about dream schools.
Yeah.
So I was in thespians in high school. Do you know what thespians are?
I know what a thespian is, but I don't know what thespians. It's a
like,
club.
It is a club, so
Okay.
it's a club you can join.
Okay.
But in Florida, thespian competition is a really big deal.
Oh, okay.
So it's nationwide, but I think Florida has like the biggest one.
Y'all have everything.
Everything in Florida.
Like
it's
the
just an
cheerleaders.
amalgamation of many things
Yeah, I'm
in
like,
Florida.
yeah.
So we had a thespian competition that was a big deal, and like everybody cared very deeply about it. But it was just like anything else, like a chorus competition. You would go and you would get judged.
Yeah.
Superior, excellent, such and such, poor, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the dream school conversation started. So when we would go to thespian competition, you'd go to state, and at state they would have scholarship auditions.
Oh, wow.
So that was the first time I ever heard about NCSA and Carnegie Mellon and all these schools that kids were vying to go to. But to me, it was always New York or nowhere. Like, I was either going to go to school in Florida because we had bright futures down there, and they have really good programs down there. But I don't know. There was just something about seeing New York, and my dad being from the Bronx, and and I loved SNL as a kid.
Yeah.
Like being in New York was the dream. So Dad brought me up here to come look at it, and
Wow.
It was a few day trip. We went and saw Perfect Crime. You ever seen that little show over there?
No.
It's like the longest running show off Broadway.
Yeah.
I think it's been going for like 40 years.
Wow.
Now, I think it's
Why
just
don't
the
they
same
put it on
actress.
Broadway?
Well, it's a cool little show, small
Okay.
little black box. So we
Okay.
just saw that, and then we saw Take Me Out. We saw Wicked, and he just knew. He knew I had this, thank you to my pop and thank you to my mom because they have never in my life even made an eye roll or like a moment of making me feel like pursuing my dream wasn't something I could do. Like not even a you sure, not a like maybe something else, not a it was just always like acting. Okay, boy, acting. We're gonna do acting. And I want to go to school in New York, and they've got a good acting program. Okay, cool. And they went and they took out a really big loan to send me to college. I didn't even know who Sally Mae was.
Oh, that girl! I just cussed her out on that
Okay,
episode.
so
don't you?
that's exactly
I
it.
still don't know who she is, but I don't fuck with her.
But
at the same time, she did help fund. Oh my God. It's a complicated relationship with Sally.
It's a complicated relationship with Sally. So it's right. It's funny how like as we get older, you start realizing all these smaller things that were happening when we were younger. So yeah, shout out to Dad for coming up with me on that trip, and shout out to them for just maybe a little naivete on their part because Soba's not in our family.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay,
that's what we're here for.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah.
And the rest was history.
That's incredible. That's really beautiful to have their support from jump and to just have it be unequivocal and unwavering. That makes so much of a difference that you didn't have any doubt from them, because I feel like this career will cause you to doubt yourself anyway. And so we don't need anyone around us being like, it's not going to happen for you. It's not possible. But they were also pharmacists. So this is, like you said, there's a bit of naivete required.
Correct.
There's a bit of naivete required on your part to think you can make it, and
Correct.
delusion, which is great though. But you do need that,
100%
right? Like
delusion.
the odds are not in your favor.
That's it.
But just having them come from a different background in terms of profession. Did at any point it become difficult for your dad to offer you advice, or is there any sort of advice that he did give you career-wise that was applicable for you?
It's funny because I would go to my dad for certain pieces of advice, and I'd go to my mom for certain pieces of advice.
Okay, how did we?
My mom was always really good about like really visceral emotions. Like, Mom, I'm mad about this. Mom, I'm heartbroken about this. Mom, this feels weird. How do I navigate this? Whereas my dad, I would go to for like stories. Dad, tell me about when you were this age.
Okay.
Tell me how you made this jump. But I also think, now you got me thinking about this.
Please.
Because growing up, my dad was real quiet. He talks more now because he's retired.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
I got time to
He's
talk.
got time. He's got time.
I'm not talking at work, so
No,
I'm talking
he's
to
got
you.
a lot of History Channel.
Yeah.
He's educating me on stuff.
Yeah.
My dad was real quiet, but like a really strong presence. Really loving, really warm. Like, my memories of my dad are like sitting on the couch and him like rubbing my head. And you don't realize how important that is until you're grown.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why like it means so much to you that someone's like rubbing your shoulder or your head.
Yes. Is that one of your love languages?
Oh,
physical touch?
absolutely.
Is it the number one?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably just like, 100%.
Okay.
100%. I'm a mix of that and words of affirmation.
Okay.
But even words sometimes can get lost because I'm too caught up in my own brain.
Okay.
So sometimes I just need my wife.
Rub your back.
Yeah, just
rub
like
your
rub my head.
Rub your head like that.
Tell me I'm doing all right. And we can keep on going and
Yeah.
I'll wake up tomorrow in a different mood.
Yeah.
But my mom has always been the most beautiful character. Like, she'll make people just laugh and crack up. And she ain't trying to. She's just telling stories. But with that comes the idea that she was always with us every step of the way. You know, like, and ride or die is my mom. You know, like, I'll tell you, even now, she's so funny because like she'll get caught up and like she'll be like, no, because if they didn't support my son before, well, I don't want them to support him now.
Yeah, come on.
And I'm like, Mom, nobody was mean to me. Like, everybody supported me my whole life.
She is right.
Nobody was honey. Everything was pretty good, Ma. You know, like, but to her,
I respect
no,
it.
pues, you don't remember. Que when you said you were going to school, pues, they told me. I'm like, you're right, Ma. You're right.
Okay.
Right. And now I got my own boys. I know what she means.
Yeah.
Man. You know them their whole life.
Yes,
you know,
and
like,
you peep things that they might not peep. That's it.
So
Mom
she's been protecting us.
Yeah.
And they have a really, you know, my parents have been together now 40-something years. And they've got a really special thing. And that was always something that I was watching. And admiring and now in my life trying to emulate.
Beautiful. I love you. Loved love. You saw love. You loved love. You wanted that love. So then you and your wife, how did you meet?
We met at a birthday party at my boy Jermaine's birthday party.
Shout out to Jermaine.
Come on, shout out to Jermaine.
We're shouting everybody out.
Let's go. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy.
Yeah.
We met at a bar in Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen is very meaningful
very important
to you.
because I was there for a lot of years.
Okay.
So it is very important. A lot of New York memories.
That's where
are in
I
Hell's
lived when I
Kitchen.
first moved here.
Oh,
kind of.
okay,
A little too
okay.
close to Port Authority. I was.
See, I was a little further away. I was on 10th over there. I was on 50th over there.
39th and
Right.
or between 8th and 9th.
Right. Oh yeah, by the Cake Boss. over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
I was in.
Yes.
I was in it.
And Schnippers.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, don't
over
I know all
there.
the?
You know, yeah.
I'm forgetting the name of the Italian spot right by me, but
Yes.
Hell's Kitchen. It was
Yeah.
my whole New York when I got it. But Jermaine,
100%.
it's
So
Jermaine's
shout out to
birthday party.
Jermaine, birthday party.
Hell's Kitchen.
Walked in, met Brace. He introduced us. Her name is Brace Like a Bracelet.
That's a beautiful name.
It is. It was her
Wow.
grandmother's name. So
Okay.
we gave it to her, kept it in the family, and then now it's my youngest son. His name is Bo. He's Bo Brace Segarra. So
That's
we keep
a
it as his
good
middle
name.
Yeah, that's our guy.
That's
our
a,
little baby.
shout out
He's
to him as
hilarious.
well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to baby Bo.
Okay. Oh, by the way, if you shout it out, Bo, I'm so sorry. If you shout it out, Bo, you got to shout out the other kids.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Okay,
Shout
let's
out
shout
to my
the
boy
other...
Hank and shout out to my boy Gus. Gus is my oldest, Hank is my middle, and Bo's the baby.
Okay.
The Segarra brothers.
Okay, beautiful.
So we met at a birthday party. She, in her words, I'll tell it as if she was here, she had dated 80 versions of me before. Okay. She was not trying to date me again.
What were you? What is this version of you?
She would say she's dated 80 actor boys before, and I was 24, and she was 30 when we met. That's my Puma.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't know each other's ages.
She got to mold you.
So
by the way,
exactly it.
That's the key, ladies.
Exactly
you got to mold them.
How are you talking about with Al about the bones?
She
knew the bones.
The bones were there.
Everything else was a mess.
Yes.
But the bones were
she was
all right.
Like, hold on.
Yeah, there's bones there.
Okay.
And Jermaine actually introduced us, said, hey, that's my friend Josh. And she was like, and kept hanging out.
Yeah.
She was about to leave. And I do remember seeing it, like the lights and the angels. And I remember seeing her the very first time. But she was about to leave. And we hadn't talked the whole night. And I was there for about an hour. Nothing. Yeah. But I kind of... She's about to leave. And I said, yo,
so you were peeping the whole time?
The whole time.
And so you see she's about to leave, and you're like, shoot, she's about to leave.
That's exactly
okay.
it, because she was having fun. So I didn't want to come and start the thing. So, but she is leaving. So now I'm like, well, man, I got to talk to her. So I go up to her, and I say, hey, where are you going? And she was the master. She was a dancer in her career, actress, but she was also the master of the odd job, as we all are.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
She had 40 different jobs.
Yeah, you got to make ends meet.
And... she's like, yeah, I'm working tomorrow for, she was registering people for like a mattress convention. She was working at a mattress company.
I've done strange things, okay?
And we got a free mattress out of this, like a very expensive, nice mattress.
Okay, yes, I've had very odd jobs
thank you for
myself.
That.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
she's like, I have to register people for this mattress convention. And I said, you work in the mattress industry? She's like, no, I have to. I was like, so you can get a nice mattress.
Did you think that was okay?
Yeah, so I was trying to find my way in.
Okay, you're like, okay, bed. Okay.
I was like, so you work with the mattresses? You get nice. She's like, no, I don't work. I was like, yeah, but you can't leave because what if we're supposed to get married one day?
Josh, you went right for. I just gotta chill.
Okay. So she swears, and I've had people tell me like, there's no way that was the first time you said it to somebody.
Yeah.
But I really feel like it was.
Yeah.
There was, I don't know what my confidence was that day. Maybe there was just like a level of like, I'm just going to go to 10. Mm-hmm. And she scoffed, or one of those where she's like, what? You say that to everybody. And I was like, no, but we haven't even talked.
Wow.
And we chatted for 5 minutes, and I was basically busting her balls, being like, I just think you're leaving and you don't want to talk to me. And she's like, no, did I really have to get up at like 5 a.m? I was like, all right, well, I'm going to give you my number, and you text me when you wake up, because I don't believe you got to wake up at 5. And she was like, okay, deal. Next morning, 5 a.m, bing, bing, good morning. And I said,
wow.
Hey. I said, good morning to you.
Yeah.
This was on a Tuesday, and I remember it because I said I was an unemployed actor at the time.
Right.
Let's hang out tonight. And she said, no, I'm busy. I said, well, let's hang out tomorrow.
She also woke up at 5 a.m. I'm like, she's not trying
busy.
to hang out that.
But I was
okay. You're like, I'm
nothing.
ready. All right, great.
So let's go. So let's hang out tomorrow. She said, I'm also busy. I was like, you're busy? Okay. And she said, I'm free Saturday day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you're free Saturday day? Not even the night? So I knew, I was like, all right, she's testing me.
Yeah.
So I was teaching spin at the time.
Okay.
At the Gold's Gym on 54th and 8th.
Wow.
That was one of my odd jobs.
All right.
So once again, like if Bracelet was sitting right here, she would tell you that. So she's like, all right, I love spin. I'll come meet you at your spin class, and then we'll go out after. I said, great.
Wow.
She was thinking, I'm going to test this man in his spin class. Like if he sucks.
Yeah.
If he plays music I don't like.
Yeah.
She was testing me.
Yeah.
I knew my spin class was dope.
Okay. You had good music.
Did
your classes sell out or
all the
packed?
time?
Oh, wow.
So
you had to save for a spot.
All the time.
Okay.
So I had to give up my bike. So
wow.
I didn't even spin that day. She arrives. She's like, there's 10 people waiting outside fighting for bikes. I walk in, and Josh is up there. He puts me right at the front with my best friend, Patrick.
Okay.
My boy is carved out of stone, okay? 6'3", beautiful,
Okay.
all right? I put him right in front. I put her right in front. And the class went very well.
Apparently it did, because a wedding and 3 kids later.
And we went to eat at Southern Hospitality after. That's where she found out I was 24. And she went, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, how old are you?" She's like, "I'm 30. I was like, "You're 30?
Yeah.
She's like, "You don't got to say it like that." Yeah. The people next to us were giggling, definitely seeing like, "Oh, these are in their first date."
Yeah.
And this was Saturday day, remember? So I was like, "Hey, we can go to the bar next door." She came and watched a little bit of a football game with me. She kept talking about how she had plans that night with friends. I came to find out these were not plans with friends.
It was another date. Come
the guy she'd been
Brace.
dating for a few, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, she had
been
dating
another guy for a couple weeks. But her words, she wasn't quite sure where that was.
Yeah.
So she needed to see that through, which I respect 100%. At the time, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I took her to the train.
Yeah.
Kissed her in front of the Billabong right there on 42nd.
Shout out to Billabong.
Shout out to Billabong.
Okay, we're just shouting.
Thank you, Billabong, for existing.
Okay, that's another thanks.
We split ways. Oh, and before we left that night on Saturday, I said, "Yo, let's hang out tomorrow." She's like, "I'm busy." I was like, "You're not busy. It's Sunday. Like, I know you're not busy." She's like, "Yeah, but..." And then come to find out, she was dating finance guys that would, maybe text once a week, or, they'd go out once a week. They, they could fly around places. They could take them really nice, expensive places. I couldn't do any of that. But I was texting every day.
You were
showing up. I was available.
By the way, y'all don't understand just how much of a difference that makes.
My heart was open.
Heart open, consistent.
Good bones.
The bones are there.
Consistent. I showed up.
You got to give them a chance.
So that was it. So
wow.
Funnily enough, one of her best friends, Tiffany, said to me, she's like, Brace has never had a guy be as loving towards her like you.
Wow.
I'll be also honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this term love bombing.
Okay.
Okay, because sometimes it carries a negative connotation.
Most times it does.
But I will say that was my style. Like, I was in love on a Monday and probably out of love on like a Saturday.
You certified.
But like, I really felt hard.
Josh, that wasn't
Monday to Saturday.
6 days of loving? No, that's not love. That's infatuation.
Felt so real.
But you were young.
It felt so real every time.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Did you then feel heartbreak though?
Every time.
Okay.
Heartbreak. Like, I do feel like it was my way of like just trying to navigate, like, okay, it wasn't even thought through, to be honest, because there were many times where it ended in complete catastrophe.
Sure.
Where I was loving and they're like, "Bro,
relax.
You're a lot, bro." And I'm like, "You're right. I'm a lot. My bad."
Yes.
And then I was left to be picking up the pieces.
Yes.
So that definitely happened many times.
Okay.
But there was something about, and this is what I'll say to any of my boys or anybody that wants to talk about it, is that there is something funny, because like for Brace, she would tell you that she was the opposite, where she was so used to not texting or like a date every 2 weeks that maybe she needed a little bit of change of scenery. Mm-hmm. And for someone like me, I needed her being older than I was, forgiving some shortcomings that I had, and also building up this 24-year-old insecure little boy.
Right.
The little things that we have to go through. Like, it's hard to explain to somebody that's not in our business what having a bad audition feels like. Why you're like mentally just effed up the rest of the day.
Yes, the day is over. We need to get into a new day. Once you have a bad audition, it's a wrap.
Like,
so disoriented.
And like, you can put on whatever mask you want in front of somebody new. And you could be hanging out for 6 days, and then on that 6th day have a bad audition. All of a sudden they see a part of you that they're like, "Oh, I didn't know this guy was in there, but that part is me too."
Yeah.
And for Brace, I'll forever remember, I don't remember specific instances, but I do remember like early on, I'd never met anybody like her. That's my one of zero, because for her, it was that perfect cocktail where, I met her at 24, right? So I was like starting to test a little bit, but I wasn't getting it. I was starting to get on planes. I was right there. But that's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't know our business. And she knew our business intimately. And she was leaving the business.
Okay.
So she wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That dancer life is so hard on the body.
Oh, gosh,
it's like being a pro athlete.
Yes, it's
so
messed
she
up.
was transitioning. And here I come. And she's telling me, like, "No, dude, you're killing it."
Yes.
Wow, but I didn't get this. I didn't know. dude,
You have
you're
to keep going.
killing it. So going back to my parents, having that safety net is somebody that like really believes in you. And like, I was thinking about that too. Like, who do I want to thank? Like, you know, it's like I can really thank like that handful of people. No, it's bigger than a handful. I would say in your lifetime, really think about it. Like maybe like 20 people that like really believed in you. That like, and that it's just that faith in you is such a skill that then we have to teach ourselves like faith.
Yes.
Like belief,
Yes.
delusion.
Yeah.
How do we continuously do it? Man, it helped so much to have Brace. It
Yeah.
helped so much to have my parents, to have my high school drama teacher, Mrs. Mueller, to have Mrs. Sherman in 8th grade take all these kids up to New York just to show them what New York City is. You know?
Expand your view there.
That's it. Just let's get on the train and let's go.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
3 kids later.
3 kids, but we skipped some things.
Okay, what do you skip? Tell me. Hit me.
Okay, okay. So how did you know Brace was the one? Was it the belief in you and the understanding? It sounds like obviously so much of it was so right, and you guys sound so aligned from the way you describe it, and even the way you. I mean, just I love hearing you describe meeting Brace and how she impacted you at a pivotal time in your life as you were pursuing this career. But what moment do you feel like you were like, this person is the one for me? Was there a moment where you felt that?
There wasn't a moment, but I will say that it was like the good thing about the way that I am, but the way I dated, was that I do feel like it was one of those things where if something doesn't feel right to me, it's hard for me to fake it. So it goes with I'm one of those cats that I trust first until you break my trust.
Got it.
And then you'll probably never get it back ever again.
Right. Okay.
Right.
But I respect that.
Right. So
Yes.
it's just one of the, I've definitely broken that rule. You can get it back, but that's my core is
Right.
that.
Right. Baseline.
And it's like protective in a way. So when it came to finding the one, right, you're constantly opening your heart up to people. But the second you feel like it's getting toyed with or it doesn't feel right, you shut off. And with Brace, I don't know, just never shut off. Like even my boys, like, you know, in their words, it was like, man, if you're with her for 6 months, we'll throw you a party. We got to 6, and we didn't really even talk about it. They're like, well, if you get to a year, we'll throw you a party.
Yeah.
And we got to the year, and now we've been together, married 11, 12, and been together 14, 15, and but I want to give a real answer. It was like there are times where I don't mind being the center of attention.
Okay.
But there are also times where I do like to hide. And I would find that there were certain relationships that I was in where if I decided to be center of attention that day, I could be punished for it. Or if I decided to hide that day, I could be punished for it. Well, not even punished, but you know what I mean?
I know what you mean
Gets
by
weird
punish.
later.
Yes, sure, of course. You'll pay for this at some point.
With Brace, I never had any of those. Like, we would just, every type of scenario we'd come in contact with, I just always loved the grace in which she moved around. I loved the way she treated people. I loved the way that she handles herself. You know, that Maya Angelou quote, like, happiness is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking the way you go about it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So,
I haven't. I don't know that one.
So,
I thought you were going to say people remember, they might forget what you do, might forget what you say, but remember how you made them feel.
So I love
but
that
repeat
one,
this Maya Angelou quote.
Happiness is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking the way you go about it.
That's good. Yep.
So I would then throw that into relationships. Like, dude, I just liked her. I liked what she did, and I liked the way she went about it.
Wow.
You know, like, she was just everything to me. She is, you know, and I will tell you this. As relationships grow, of course, we're both changing all the time. And, you know, they're talking about you're changing as you grow, and you're growing together, and you're growing. And dude, the mom that she is, I'm just so impressed by, and like I'm just so like lucky that I have her in my life, and lucky that she's letting me be a part of her life, because we still are 2 adults in this thing, and we just trying to make it, you know. So now we've got our little boys, and I would like to think that I had the foresight to be like, she's gonna be a good mom, she's gonna be a good partner, but all it was the smaller moments, those little things, those how to treating each other in public. If I was emotional, she understood it.
Yeah.
If I was mad about something that somebody else might tell me is foolish, she understood it.
Yeah.
There were times where I needed to be built up, she built me up. There were times I needed to be brought down, she'd bring me down. Right. And those are things that you can't force somebody into. That's that magic thing that just happens, and that's how I think I knew.
What a gift! Truly, what a gift!
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah,
I am lucky.
Yeah, you sound and seem to me so emotionally attuned, and that's not so surprising that an actor might be emotionally attuned. But which parent of yours? Where do you feel? I mean, you describe both your parents, but which parent of yours do you think was more reflective of that? It sounds like maybe your mom, but it's just such a
probably
incredible.
My mom. My mom was, because my mom was much. I'm a lot like my mom. My mom could fly off the handle. Rightfully so. She just worked 14 hours at the pharmacy. She comes home and we got like leftover milk in the bowl from our cereal and like just a giant mess. But then I remember her never ever letting us go to bed without like coming in and kissing us on the head and telling us either she was sorry or like sorry for yelling or like telling us how much she loved us. So she was always very she's just much more emotional. But my dad has this he's really empathetic. Both of them are, but there's something about the quietness of my dad's empathy where it was always really reassuring. And like he just, like he was a pharmacist working a full-time pharmacy job, but then he also was part of like organizations where he would go speak and like educating the community in Orlando about like where they can get meds at and where how they can get healthcare, and then at church he was our church accountant.
Okay.
For my whole
Trustworthy,
life.
Huh? Yeah.
Literally just like a full on another career.
Yeah.
And I remember I asked him not too long ago. I was like, but Dad, you don't even have accounting in your background. He's like, yeah, but I know math, and I figured like a lot of people at church didn't have anybody to help them with it.
Yeah.
So my dad would just be doing people's taxes for free.
Wow.
He's just doing like 30 people's taxes from our. That's not
a lot
quick.
of time.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I remember one time I was a kid. I was 4 or 5-ish. It was before we moved out of my first house. There were some kids on the street I was playing with, and we were running around. And I remember one of the younger kids, me and my buddy Matt, shut the door on him. And Nick was crying outside the door, and my dad, very calmly, never raised his voice at us, walked over and was like, hey, he looked me right in the eyes, and he was like, you never, ever leave any of your friends behind. And that's just, it's this printed memory that I have of him. That's him in a nutshell. You know, like he never said too much, but he was always there. And my mom was always there, just bringing us up, lifting us up. They just had a really cool little balance with it.
Yeah. And even the notion that she would apologize. That she would apologize for yelling, be like, I had a long day.
100%.
Because I feel like a lot of adults don't feel they need to do that to their children, is apologize.
Right.
And it's like, this is my kingdom.
Right.
You living in it.
Right.
Are you like that with your kids? I'm so fascinated. You embrace. You are also. You reflect that.
I am. I think so much about my parents with my own boys. So my oldest is 9, my middle guy is 6, and my youngest is 3. And I find myself apologizing sometimes, but like I feel like it's funny you say it, like my mom was ahead of the curve, like she would talk to us like adults.
Yeah.
My mom was never like she would apologize to us. She would explain things to us. She would say why certain things mattered and why we need to do this and not that. It was always conversations with my mom. so I find myself thinking a lot about both of them when it comes to my boys. You know, like right now they're fighting a lot as brothers do. So even just this morning, I said to him, I was like, hey, I know you guys fight, but you still love each other and still best friends, right? And my oldest was like, yeah, Dada, come on. We're still best friends, but we're brothers. Yeah. And I was like, you're right.
Okay.
I don't want to take that away from you. I just want to make sure
He's like tapping on the same page.
Yeah, we all know the deal here, all right? You can fight, you can pick, but in public, you get each other's backs for life.
Unified front. This is a family.
A unified front.
Okay.
You know? So 100%. I try to talk to them like little men and try to be as honest with them as I can. And probably the most what am I trying to say here? The hardest thing to explain to them is probably the most important to me, which is, funnily enough, when I'm having bad days because of our work.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Because our work's supposed to be just fun. You just fun and perform, and you make people laugh, or you make people feel like, yeah.
So it is a funny thing when I'm in a bad mood one day and I'm taking it out on them for no reason. Mm-hmm. And I find myself sometimes I'm short with them. Mm-hmm. And later on in the day, I will say to them, like, hey, sorry, boys. Dada's just sad today because there was a part I wanted and I didn't get it. Mm. And my oldest, who's very wise, one day said to me, he's like, Daddy, are you okay today? And he could tell I was down. I was like, I'm okay, Papa. I was a little sad, maybe cried a little bit. I was like, I'm okay, Papa. I just really wanted this thing, and it didn't go my way, and And he's like, an acting thing? And I was like, yeah, an acting thing. He's like, but Daddy, you're already an actor. And I was like, it's very profound, man.
Facts,
yeah,
little man.
Facts, little man. I don't know why I'm so sad about this.
Yeah, you
are right. Yes. I am an actor already, so I guess it's okay.
It's not that deep.
Like he could tell I was going really deep with it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, bro, you all right, Dad?
Yeah,
my friends already think you're an actor.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry that much.
You did it.
Yeah,
you're here.
Exactly.
You've arrived.
Yeah, we're all alive. It's all good.
Yeah, it's funny. So. My mom, back when I was auditioning for main stage, and my friends and I coming up in improv, and we're like, okay, we want to get on the main stage at UCB Theater and get on a Herald team. When those auditions came around once a year. One year, some of us made it, some friends did not, and I'm telling my mom back home, I just called her, I was like, yeah, these two friends are really sad about not making the main stage at UCB Theater, and my mom was like, but you guys don't get paid to do that. I was like, you're right, and I'm going to remind them, she was like, you don't get paid though, right? And she's like, so tell them they're okay.
Yeah, you're right, Mom.
I'm like, yeah. It's not. She's like, they're tell them they're okay.
It's
they're
nice to have
okay.
Mom in our corner.
It
and
is.
Reminders of the things that we sometimes forget.
Yes. And your son in that moment being like, yeah, you're right. He is a wise soul. Yeah. Dad, you're an actor. We're straight.
Yeah, bro.
Good.
It's all good, Dad.
Chin up, Dad.
Yeah, it's all good, Mom.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that he had the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about industry stuff right before we started, and I am curious about this. Firing people. How do you handle it? How is it? How do you handle it? Because sometimes we have to fire people in this industry too.
Yes. Let me reset my
sucks.
cap for that.
Yeah, come on.
No, I mean, thankfully I haven't had to do it in a long time.
Sure.
But I have had to fire people. Oh, man. But even thinking about it, like, it sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Because, in our world, you're brought up, we're just grinding for so long. And we're taught to say yes to everything. Mm-hmm. And we're taught that, like, the gig is you do anything that comes your way, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get to a place where somebody wants to represent you. Mm-hmm. And you go, you want to represent me?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, finally.
And then somewhere along the way, something happens or changes. And for your business, we got to make the right decisions for us. And we are the head of our business.
We're the boss, the CEO of our business.
The boss.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, I'm saying this less to you and more to the people that watch your pod and listen to your pod. It's like, in our world, they tell us all the time that we're the boss, but It doesn't feel like that
It
all the
doesn't
time.
always feel
no,
like that.
like
Mostly doesn't.
It
and
really
the scales
mostly
feel
doesn't.
Mostly tipped.
It doesn't. Like
Yeah.
because you have these people that believe in you and represent you, and they're the ones out there. They are the connection between us and the work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird feeling when you're like, man, I don't know if that person that is the connector is right for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough. It's like any relationship. It doesn't mean that they're bad or you're bad. It's just oil and water. It just doesn't mix.
Just oil and water. And if you had to pick, if you're oil or water, which one are you saying you are?
I would like to be water.
I'm water for sure.
Yeah.
So we are kind of saying oil. You are bad.
Yeah.
Water is a little more superior to oil, if you ask me.
Yes, exactly. Water is consistent.
Water is giving us life.
Yeah.
I mean, we are made up of mostly water. We need to be consuming more of it every day.
Yes.
I'm saying I'm water, you're oil.
Yes. I will say that my entire dream was definitely molded by Entourage.
Wow.
Because I came up, so I would have to look it up, but I'm sure it's the years. I know it was the years while I was in college because we would watch on Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I really was looking for an E.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, an E is specific.
Yeah.
That's not every manager in the world.
Right.
So, I had other managers that weren't E.
Right.
But I needed an E.
Right.
And what I mean by that is that I was just looking for somebody that was going to be my best friend.
Right.
And also my manager.
Sure.
And I have that now with my guy, Andrew.
Okay.
That's my brother.
All right.
We're going to a battle together. We've been in many battles together, and we have many more to go. But that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And it's also because we're close friends.
Sure.
He was at my wedding. He knows me intimately. He knows my family.
Yeah.
So I was chasing that. I was chasing that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've had amazing managers that just, they weren't E for me. You know, and
Fair.
they were looking for their thing, and I was looking for mine. And it sucks when... it sucks. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I got a lot of love for them, and I will say though too, like relationships, like, but maybe with less heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a chapter in your life, you know, and like I needed my managers that I had before Andrew.
Right.
You know, like I won't bore anybody with the details, but like I really did need them. They introduced me to a lot of people, and they got me a lot of good jobs and a lot of jobs that helped me build and helped me learn. And my first couple managers, like, I did not know what type of actor I was.
Mm-hmm.
I had some terrible auditions.
Right.
I had some embarrassing auditions.
Right.
And I was just trying to be whatever this business wanted me to be. And they were with me throughout those years.
Yeah.
And so I really am so gracious to them. And then I'll say that, like, how did I know Andrew was the one?
Mm-hmm.
He came along, and he was the first one to start talking to me, like, about stuff that was 5-10 years ahead. And I was never forced to think like that.
Like goals. Like, let's talk big, long-term goals.
Let's talk long-term.
What's the plan?
He's like, what game are we playing here, bro?
Yeah.
He's like, if you want to go play this game, I'm not your guy.
Right.
And I remember him saying that to me. He's like, if you want to play this, we ain't going to hang out after
It's kind of nice when someone says to you, by the way, I'm ready to walk away right now. Let me tell you who I am.
100%.
Just in general in life, someone is so confident and clear and aligned with themselves. They're like, let me tell you what you're going to get here.
That's it.
And if this doesn't work for you, you should leave now.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly enticing too.
That's exactly it. I remember, you know, at the time I wasn't working. I was trying to figure out where, and I was like, man, I've done a couple little things here and there, and I was like, but I need a job. And he's like, so go get a job. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, like I want like an acting job. He's like, well, you ain't getting an acting job right now, so go get a regular job.
You the real.
And I was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, go get a job. And I was like, oh, no one's ever really said that to me like that. I guess I'm going to go get a job.
Yeah.
And of course, I go get the job, and 6 weeks, 2 months later, I get an acting job.
Right. Yes.
But I needed him
to
be like, bro, whatever, who cares? Whatever it is you're thinking, it ain't that serious. Just go do this. And he's very good about that. I can get caught up in the minutia of stuff. I can get caught up in the, how does it feel? Mm-hmm. And he's very much like, dude, who cares how it feels?
Yeah.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is what we need to do, and this is where we need to be.
Yeah.
And I really needed that.
Yeah.
And I needed it from him, from his energy.
Yeah.
And that's why we are too like this.
It just works.
It just works.
All right, Josh. It's amazing. All of that is cool, but it's time for a segment called That's Nice, But What About Me?
Okay.
Here's what's going on. You live in Jersey now. You've left the big city.
Left it.
How do you know when it's time? How do you know when it's time to leave the big cities? Because I'm LA, New York. I'm from Baltimore, but I'm like, how do you know when it's time to go? You know what? That pace, or I need more space. Tell me.
Yeah, that for us, it was definitely the third kid. We are flag bearers for raising kids in the city. We loved it. Strap them on, and let's go.
You guys are carrying the stroller down the subway stairs?
Okay, so that is when I knew.
Okay.
One kid in a stroller, easy. The double stroller, a little harder.
Okay.
And when we had the double stroller with the kick pad underneath,
okay,
I'm talking every restaurant looks at you funny. Because now you're walking into restaurants and you're like, hey, can we put this by the hostess stand? They're like, bro, we ain't fitting
yeah, we don't have
that Escalade by the hostess stand, bro. Like, you got
where's the hostess
kids.
gonna stand?
That's exactly.
It's not a stroller stand.
That's exactly
it's a hostess stand.
That's exactly
yeah.
it. Like, we started feeling the city looking at us a little differently.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, like, bro, you went one too far.
Yeah.
We were good with the four of you. Our
yeah.
booths fit 4 people nicely.
Yes.
But maybe the third. So, and with what we do, we had Bracelet had Bo, and I left 2 weeks later to Atlanta. And I went down to Atlanta for 4 months.
Wow.
So she had a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, a dog, and a newborn in our apartment in Long Island City that we loved.
Yeah.
And she loves being a New York City mom.
Yeah.
She actually was the one having a harder time deciding if we were going to go to the burbs or not. I was ready to rock.
Yeah.
And then when I came back after that winter, this was January, I left.
Yeah.
She looked at me and she said, yeah, we could do this.
Yeah.
It's time.
There's one thing about New York winter. It'll make things very clear for you, by the way.
Putting the jacket and the booties on our dog to go out 4 times a day.
Crazy.
Walking the boys to school every day in the frigid wind tunnel known as our city. Those things start to shift a little bit. And the other side of it, too, is that because even with all that, we were still trying to make it work, and we were looking at a place to get, and we were like, all right, maybe we'll get the 4-bedroom, which really there aren't that many.
Right.
You're just thinking it's not. Once again, it's not built like that here. Then, as we go on our journey in life, like the tentacles I had connected to the city started to become less and less.
Other people move too, right?
Other people move too, and also once we started having our kids' lives, they started to create their own tentacles. So our tentacles became their tentacles. So that changed. It's like, I wasn't doing the same thing. I wasn't playing softball 4 nights out of the week anymore. Yeah. By choice, because I couldn't tear anything. But also, life changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where it was like, I guess I'm not relying on certain things as much anymore. Now I'm actually seeking something else out for this chapter in my life. Yeah. And so for this little chapter that we're in, we found a perfect place for us. And I love carpools, and I love my, school dad hangs and going to basketball games. But I will say that we're going to be out there. We're going to raise these kids. We're going to have a good time. And we'll probably end up moving back, grab a little spot on the Upper West Side. 2 old people drink coffee at the diner in the morning. Go to talkbacks at the YMCA on Friday nights.
I love it.
Go see a show a week.
Yes, I love the plan.
That's
you might have kicked us out in New York, but we'll be back.
That's exactly it. All right, you looked at me funny. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to see you at the hostess stand.
And then I'll deal with you then.
That's exactly, okay? I'm going to remember this.
Yeah.
You better not, I'll get my mom on you.
Yeah, and your mom does not forget.
No, I remember when you told my puppy. Yes, it's on in about 15, 20 years.
Okay, I love that. That is so clear to me, because honestly, when I do see the parents walking around the city, I'm like, you are the realest.
Oof.
You are the realest in the
serious.
Ville.
Truly,
I'm like, with me and my dog, I'm like, this is already a lot. I leave my gloves when he's due for a walk. My dog wants to walk. I have to take him out to pee, of course, right? He wants to. I'm like, okay, let's get out there. Let's make this quick. You handle your business. We'll be back inside in 2 minutes. He's like, I'm not tripping.
No.
And he's like, I want to smell every mound of snow. I might pee here. No, I'm not. It's really crazy. It's crazy energy. And I'm like, bro, we need to get back inside. I know. So I can't imagine the kids, the dog, the boots, the stroller. I get tired in New York, truly, even just like having to put layers on. And today, with all my running around, taking layers off, I'm like, this is exhausting.
Of course.
And it's just me. Anyway, thank you. That is helpful.
100%. But I will tell you, I could never leave this place. Like, even when we were looking, it was like, oh, did we go West Coast? And I love my time in LA. Every time I get to work out there, we love it. But I love being where we're at. We're right outside the city. Yeah. I get to come in and hang with you in the city. Yeah. I get to, this city is very much a part of me. Yeah. And it's part of where I grew up. I came here at 18, so it's so the thing we can't explain to people that don't know it. There's just something about this city that I love bringing my boys to and having them interact with, and they love. Oh, we're getting on the train and going. So it was tough to leave. It was tough, but it wasn't a breakup. It was a y'all see you later.
See you later. We're taking a break.
We're taking a little break.
This is a real break, a healthy break. So I can come back and appreciate you. You can appreciate me.
That's exactly.
It's no problem.
That's exactly it.
You guys are seeing other people right now.
That's exactly
it.
That's
exactly All right. Well, we have to help a listener as well.
Oh, can't wait.
Okay. So Kevin, we're ready to hear this.
Hey, Ego and Ego's guest. My name is Zach, and my question is, how do you go about handling all of life's little chores? It feels like they are never ending, and every time you get done doing the dishes, or you get done doing laundry, or you get done going to the CVS, you have to go ahead and do it immediately. It's constant maintenance, and it's exhausting. And I was wondering if you both had any tips and or tricks on how you go about maintaining all the little chores in life. Thanks so much. Bye.
Josh, what you gonna tell him? That was Zach. I have thoughts.
I was gonna say, what are your thoughts?
I feel that so deeply. You just heard me complaining about putting coats on, multiple jackets on in the winter. Yeah. I feel that so deeply because I will wash my dishes and be like, satisfied. Finally, I cleaned up the kitchen. Yes. Finally. Yes. And then it's like, oh shit, but I gotta eat again.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta eat again in like 2 hours. I'll sometimes wait as long as I can to eat again because I'm like, I don't want to create a mess.
100%.
Look how I'm so satisfied that I finally cleaned. That feels like my headspace has cleared up because it's clean, the kitchen. Absolutely. And now you're telling me I got to eat again? Who set this up?
Yeah, no. I don't like
who
this
set
system.
this up? So I was telling a friend who was over recently, and I was saying this to her. I was like, I just washed the dishes, but then I had to eat again. And she was like, I'm not telling you to do this, Zach. I'm not telling you to do this, Zach. She was like, I buy the nice little disposable plates from TJ Maxx.
Love that.
She was like, she goes, they're cute. Yes. And I use them and I put them in the basura.
Genius.
She's like, I throw it away.
That's genius.
And so I'm not mad at it, but it is wasteful if we want to talk about the environment, big picture.
For sure.
Same with laundry. It's damn near like, can I turn this underwear inside out so I have to do what?
Come on.
You're like, you absolutely can.
Absolutely.
That's your official stance. The underwear can go inside out.
Yes.
I'm like, we have to. That. Because you know what? If you're going to use a plastic plate, which is wasteful, you're going to throw it away, you can make up for it by doing a reverse underwear situation.
Correct.
Less water being used.
Correct.
So it's about balance.
I like that balance.
I don't know, but I feel it. Zach, I haven't cracked the code, so I don't know what we would tell him.
I like that. I think it's like I feel like it's striking a balance and like trying to find whatever balance it is true. Like, how do we so I feel like we just have to, right? Like all these little things that we have to do, we just have to. Because if we don't, right, then it becomes like that thing that's piling on and it becomes more stressful for us. Yeah. So we just have to. Mm-hmm. But how do we then enjoy the having to of it all? Yeah. Is, I guess,
and not make it it can feel like such a huge part of life.
Yes.
I'm like, is this what it's supposed to be?
Yes.
Me folding my clothes and washing dishes?
I'm happiest when I'm doing the task and I feel like I'm accomplishing them.
Okay.
Like if I'm in the right frame of mind and I clean a little bit and it feels good after, I'm just happiest.
Yes.
I don't know. That's not advice to Zach. Yeah. I'm just talking about my experience with the little things.
Right.
That I feel like when I have a couple little things that I needed to get done that day, and I'm not a list person. I'm like a mental list person. I feel like I crossed them all off and they went well. then I sleep good. So how do we do it? I don't know, Zach. Me and you have to talk about this more, but I like what you said, where it's balance. It's like, if it ain't us that's going to do it, who will do it?
Yeah. If not you, then who?
If not you, then who?
Gonna be living in filth. But also like what you said about crossing things off the list. I don't think it's good for me to keep a mental list because I have a lot on this mental list. Yeah. It's actually stressing me out day to day. And I'm like, you should really get it out of your head and put it on a page. But maybe there's like, have your mental list or your written list and gamify it. Maybe you can make a way to find joy in these things is to like gamify it. Because I like what you're saying about joy. And it's like, cross it off. You cross these 3 things off that you were meant to do today. How could you maybe reward yourself after?
Correct.
There's joy in the crossing things off. There is a satisfaction in that. And then maybe you say, after I do these 5 things, I get to do this thing for myself.
Yes.
A little trade-off.
It's all about my sister just said this to me. It's all about reframing. So like, the thing that I'm thinking about right now is shoveling snow. Everyone keeps asking me how it's been to shovel snow, but they're asking me with the tone of, it sucks to shovel, right? But I'm so new to shoveling snow that I'm still enjoying the shoveling of it all.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I'm naturally in a different frame of mind. When I feel myself framing the other way in about 5, 6, 7 years where I'm going to hate shoveling the snow, I'm going to try to remember this feeling.
Yeah.
Be like, no, bro, you didn't always feel this way.
Yes.
Remember when you really liked it, when you thought about the core workout, and you felt so good after, and you felt like you were helping your family?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to hold on to that. Maybe that's it, Zach.
Yeah.
Try to remember the task that you hate. Remember a time in your life when you loved it.
Yes.
And go back to that.
Yes. And I'm going to just add to that. And if there was not a time when you loved it, maybe you can count some of those tasks as self-love.
Yes.
You're taking care of yourself. And that's important. You're setting a standard for yourself. I'm a person who does clean their home. I'm a person who does the dishes. I do my laundry. I call the doctor when I need to call the doctor. I pay these bills. And this is the standard for my life. And this is self-love. And I want that then reflected back to me in my other relationships. Am I Oprah now or what?
I was just going to say, I'm very happy with what we came up with.
Me
here.
too.
I was worried that we weren't going to give any advice to him by the end. I had nothing to say to him.
Yes.
Other than like, man, just do it, Zach. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, if you don't do it, it's gonna suck later.
But look at us.
But now I feel like we got there.
We got it. Between the two of us, we can help these listeners out, all right? Make something up on the fly.
Yes.
We are satisfied with our answer. Is Zach? Hard to say. We may never know, but I'm proud of us.
Yes, me too.
Thank
I'm
you
very proud of us.
so much, Josh. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you,
This was
Echo.
delightful.
This was
appreciate
awesome.
you.
I really appreciate it. This was so fun.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks, bud.
Okay, we got to take a picture.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna tap you because I'll never take. I won't ever not do that because I should do my brothers do it all the time. Okay, that was my incredible discussion. I just love Josh Segarra. Incredible. So grateful for his time, for the heart he brought to that conversation, and the fact that we were able to give our listener what we deemed good advice. I mean, honestly, it is up to Zach if Zach happens to think the advice is good, but it seems that Josh and I have decided it's a yes. But if you want advice from me and my next guest, call us and leave us a voice message. The number is 502-849-3237, 502-THANKS, THX, DADS, DADS. We want to give advice that we think is good and hopefully is helpful to you. Thanks, Dad is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeart podcast. I'm your host, Nwodim. Our producer is Kevin Bartelt, and our executive producer is Matt Apodaca.